So let's get some reaction to the president's overnight rally from Gabriel Sterling. He's a Republican election official from Georgia who made headlines this week when he went before the cameras to say that the president's unfounded claims of widespread fraud were dangerous and could incite violence. I spoke to Mr. Sterling shortly before we came on the air. Sir, good morning. Thank you for coming on. As you know, and much of the nation knows, you gave a quite emotional speech this week, arguing strenuously that false allegations of fraud are leading to threats of violence against election officials. In that light, what do you think of what the president said overnight in Georgia on stage?
He continues down the same path of essentially taking misleading claims, disinformation, things that have been proven to be untrue, and whipping people up into a frenzy about it. And it's the same thing I said on Tuesday, building out an environment that is going to be dangerous.
And dangerous to who specifically, in your view?
Well, the main things I'm worried about are those elections workers right now, both at the state and county levels. We've had threats. We have people getting threatened emails, cars, windows busted, people followed. I mean, at some point, something bad could potentially happen.
I just want to put a fine point on something. The votes from the general election have been counted and recounted. Lawsuits have been filed and dismissed. You are an election official. Have you seen any evidence to support the president's claim that the election was stolen or rigged in any way?
Well, let's be fair, you forgot. They've actually been recounted. They've been counted, recounted, and recounted again. So it's been 3 times they've been counted. And no, our post-certified law enforcement officers who investigate every one of these things have seen no widespread fraud. Have we seen illegal voting? Yes, there's always going to be illegal voting every single election, and it has been ever thus.
I want to ask you a question as a Republican. I assume you want Loeffler and Perdue to win these runoff elections that are coming up in January. Last night, the president spent significantly more time airing his own grievances than he did boosting those Republican Senate candidates. He also, I know some Republicans fear, sent perhaps a mixed message, saying on the one hand the election was rigged, on the other hand go vote in this new election. In sum, do you think he helped or hurt the party last night?
I can't know for certain yet, but it is sowing of confusion. I mean, he's got some of his former lawyers and current lawyers saying you can't trust the system. Some of his former lawyers are literally saying, don't vote for Perdue and Loeffler, don't use these machines. I mean, it's a hot mess, and it's going to do nothing but confuse and probably drive down the turnout for Republicans, which is not unfortunate, it's terrible.
In your view, was it appropriate for the president to reportedly call the Governor Kemp, your boss, and ask for a special session of the legislature to give Trump the state's electors, even though Biden won? Was that appropriate?
Listen, he's the president. He's going to do what he can do. He has due process right now, and they did file an official election challenge on Friday, as I understand it. And that's the real path to go down these things, not to have state legislators throw out the will of the people. No.
Gabriel Sterling, thank you so much for joining us on a Sunday morning. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan. Have a great day.
While we're on the subject of Georgia politics, a quick programming note on This Week. Later this morning, Chief Anchor George Stephanopoulos has an exclusive interview with Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Plus, George will go one-on-one with Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar to discuss the intensifying COVID-19 pandemic. That's all coming up on This Week later this morning, right here on ABC.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.